Alright. Hey, what's up guys? It's Paige with It's Tea Time 2010. I know that I've missed a couple weeks. I don't think you guys have seen me since week 51. So I'm just going to go ahead and go over the 2 weeks that I missed and then go over this week, which is week 54. I apologize. I've just been really busy with work, and when I'm not at work, I was at my high school where I graduated from last year, um, trying to make some art pieces to sell for my top surgery. All my Facebook friends know about it. Just trying to raise money and raise some funds so that I can apply for some financial aid and things like that. So I'm really looking to raise some money, and that's what I've been doing. I've been very busy trying to plan, trying to figure out ideas and things like that. So that's what I've been up to. I just haven't had time to sit down and make a video, and now I've got to catch myself back up. So let me just jump into week 52. Airport scanners. How do I feel about them, and what are my experiences with them? Um, Airport scanners, I've never had to have any sort of experience with an airport other than I think when I was like 4 or 5. Was like the last time I traveled. I have family in New York, and I think that was like literally the last place I flew. And I was so young, I don't remember anything about it, obviously. Um, so I haven't had any experience with them. Um, how do I feel about them? Um, I don't really think that if I had to travel and had to go through an airport scanner that I would mind much. I don't think it would really be on my mind. I don't think I would be on edge about it at all. Um, if I were to get pulled aside, or if I were to get asked, like what was going on because there was some sort of discrepancy, and they were confused by what they had seen and what they see on the outside, I would honestly just explain my situation to them. I don't think that it would be a major issue for me. I don't really love having to explain, um, you know, unless I have to, my body and things like that. I don't really think that's a lot of people's business. I don't have any problem talking about it with other trans guys or other, guys that are looking for advice or things like that. Or, like, I'm comfortable, obviously, like with my girlfriend to a certain extent. But other than that, I don't really like to talk about it, but it's a security issue. If they really didn't understand and they needed to know for security reasons, I would let them know. In all honesty, it's one of those things where you're probably never going to see those people again. Um, so really, why not just own up, embrace yourself, embrace who you are. You've already done that to a certain point. If you've been on hormones or you've had your top surgery or whatever, um, then just embrace yourself and be proud of who you are and be proud of what you've got, because at least you've got that far. So really, that's my kind of view on it. I just kind of let them know, put it down for them. Um, but I try to steer clear of that kind of stuff. I am afraid of heights. I don't like. I've really never liked the whole idea of planes and flying and things like that. Um, Even before 9/11, I know people have all sorts of fears now and blah blah blah, but really, I just it's always weirded me out, so I steer clear from that. When I went on vacation, I drove, and that was it. So, I don't think I'll be going through that anytime soon, but if I do, that is how I would handle the situation. Let's move on to week 53, military and mandatory service. Um, I haven't looked too far into um, what a trans guy would do if he had to go in for mandatory service, say if we had a draft. I don't know how that would work. I know that gays and things like that don't have very many rights in the military, so I don't see where they would put trans people. I know that to some people, with it being not with being trans kind of being a gray area to some of the public, if not most of the public, um, would it would be a very difficult situation for the military to, I think, deal with us, just like it is for jails. unless you've had sexual reassignment surgery, bottom-wise, I don't know how the military and or law enforcement sees you. I believe that they see you for what you have, unfortunately, genital-wise. Um, so I think if a trans person was called into the military for mandatory service, that might become an issue. I don't think that it would be optimal for me. I think that me having to have a shot every 10 days, um, there's problems with sanitation, there's issues with being out on the field and not having time to do those kinds of things, um, not being able to have my materials on me for however long I'm out there, would be a very difficult situation to handle while I'm trying to at the same time really protect mine and my uh, platoon or guys or girls or whatever, each other's lives. Um, I think that's what that week meant about mandatory service and how we would deal with that. I know that when I changed my ID recently, I was put into the selective service because of being male now. Um, like I said, I don't know how the military would actually handle that if there was a draft. I don't really think there will be a draft. I'm hoping there's not going to be a draft. That would really be a little bit ridiculous as to the fact that I don't exactly support the war. Um, I don't mean to offend anybody. I support our troops wholeheartedly. I I respect fully everything that the troops, the soldiers, are doing for us, men and women who have made sacrifices for us um, throughout this whole war. But that doesn't mean I believe in the war at all. I make sure to tell everyone who I meet that if I know that they're in the service, that I appreciate their service and that I respect them. It's a big thing to me to be respectful to those people because they are and have fought for my freedom or played a part in fighting for my freedom, for me to be able to do what I'm doing, to be able to transition. I wouldn't be able to do that without our troops. So with that, I do respect the military. I do respect our soldiers. I do not support the war, so I don't think I'd be very happy if I had to go fight, but I would because of the fact that I would feel like I'm fighting for other people to live their lives and to do what I'm doing right now. As for if everyone had to go for mandatory service, I think it might be somewhat of a disaster. The military is not for everybody. Not everybody has the skills or um, the kind of mindset for the military. So I think it might be a little challenging. It might end up having a little bit more casualties than we need to. With that said, I don't really know where else that week was trying to go with it, so I hope that I answered fully. Which brings me to this week finally. I'm caught up. Do I have a fear of losing my hair or any other side effects of tea? Um, I think that me, along with almost, if not all, guys who have started testosterone are a little bit afraid of losing their hair. It's not the funnest thing to think about. Luckily, I still have a full head of hair. I get my hair cut pretty frequently, and it's growing back right now, and it's growing back the way it usually does, so I'm not terribly concerned. My hair has thinned, I believe, since I've been on testosterone. I've always had really thin hair, but I don't know if it's just because now I'm sporting short haircuts. I've always had longer hair. Um, Pretty much my whole life I've had at least long shaggy hair, so I don't know if it's just I'm not used to having a short haircut or what. I don't think I'm balding by any means, but yes, I am afraid to bald. I do not want to bald. I do not want to be bald. I do not think that I would look good bald. But if that comes, it comes. Hopefully it's later on in life, if it ever does happen. And all I can do is rock it and embrace it and do what I can, um, you know, because ultimately it's a sacrifice sometimes you have to make, and if that's one of the worst things that's going to happen, then let it be. Um, I know that if I saw my hair thinning like dangerously thinning or felt like I was losing large amounts of hair, which I haven't felt like, I feel like I shed like I normally have. Um, I I would definitely try to combat it. There's things to combat it these days. There's always resolutions to losing your hair, so that's not my main concern. I think it'd be a pain in the ass if I lost my hair and had to do all sorts of hair restoration and things. But like I said, if that's worst case scenario, bring it on. Anyway, other side effects of tea. I know that a lot of people think that you lose your patience or you get aggravated easier or more aggressive or you know, angry or whatever. Um, I've never been a very patient person. I try to be, but sometimes I am on edge. I don't really think it's anything to do with tea. I think that tea might curve it a little bit more, might make it a little bit more intense for me sometimes when I get aggravated to the level of no return. I haven't been more violent by any means. I haven't had random bursts of anger by any means. I think that sometimes tea may elevate that, just for the fact that, apparently that's what it does to your body. It makes those kinds of feelings a little bit more intense. So yes, when I get angry, I think I'm a little bit more angry. I don't think that it just randomly comes like people think it does when you start tea. I think that's a really weird misconception. Um, so other than that, uh, hair loss, weight gain, things like that. I have gained weight since I've been on tea, but it's been all good weight. I was probably 105, anywhere from 105 to 110 pounds before I started testosterone, and I'm at about 120 right now. It's all really been muscle mass. I don't really have any fat on me, so I am very happy for that. It's made it easier for me to be a little bit more bulky and broader, and even though I'm really tiny set, I've always been pretty small, pretty, I think I'm like 5'8", 5'8", now I'm about 120 pounds, so I'm still small for any guy, so, it is good for me that I've been gaining weight. Other side effects as to, things that are going to happen with, parts that I have inside me that I have not removed, and really am kind of not even planning on removing unless I have to, because I don't feel as if I need to remove those parts right now. I don't really think I need a histo. I think testosterone's doing the job. I don't think that by any means, uh, you know, the my parts in there are combating my testosterone changes at all. So if I end up having problems with those parts and things like that, with those organs, then yes, I will have to get them removed. But that's really the only other side effect I've really been worried about, other than losing my hair. Hair is just they're not very sure on whether it does cause harm to female reproductive organs and things like that, because of most men getting them taken out within about 5 years of starting testosterone. That's normally recommended, but there's not very much research on guys long term who have kept their parts, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it, even though it sucks to have those checkups. I'm going to hope to just keep an eye on it and see what happens, but other than that, not really afraid of any other side effects of tea, and I think that starting tea has made me happier, has made me feel more in touch with my body than ever before. Still working on feeling more and more attached with my body and intertwined and things like that. So anybody who's wanting to start testosterone and feels like that's the route they're going to take, I would never ever not recommend it. To me, it was a lifesaver. To me, it is my everyday. I love every change I've had, and I love myself now. So I would never ever tell a guy don't go on hormones. So I'm caught up now, and that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will try to see you next week if we do end up having a topic, because I know there's no more topics right now. Alright, peace.